Disgusting jokes. Q. Why do farts smell? A. So deaf people can enjoy them. 2. Black humor jokes. A guy has a bad habit, he loves to hit pedestrians while he drives. So one day, he's driving and sees an old lady with a cane and he decides to control his urge to swerve and hit her, but he can't. Later, he sees a kid skating and can't resist hitting the kid. Finally, he decides he needs help from above, so he goes to a church and asks the pastor for help. So after church, the pastor invites him to his house for lunch. They get in the car and start to drive down the street, and just as he starts to tell the pastor about his problem, he sees an old blind man walking down the street. He swerves toward him but misses, and the pastor says, "Don't worry. I got him with the door." Dirty jokes. There was a little girl and her mother walking through the park one day and they saw two teenagers having sex on a bench. The little girl says, "Mommy, what are they doing?" The mother hesitates, then quickly replies, They are making cakes." "Now come on, we'll go to the zoo." At the zoo, the little girl sees two monkeys having sex. Again she asks her mother, "What are they doing?" And her mother replies with the same response, "They are making cakes." "That's it, we're going home." The next day the girl says to her mother, "Mommy, you and Daddy were making cakes in the living room last night, weren't you?" Shocked, the mother says, "What? How do you know?" She says, "Because I licked the icing off the sofa." Disgusting jokes. An Ohio State University mortician student walked into the embalming room where a cadaver was lying on the table. Confident that he knew enough now to begin the procedure without his instructor, he began to examine the body. When he rolled it over, he was shocked to see a cork in the man's butt. Mystified, he pulled it out and immediately heard the University of Michigan fight song come out of the guy's butt. Shaken by what had happened, he quickly shoved the cork back into its original resting place. He then ran to get his instructor, nervously shouting, "Sir, you must come, you won't believe what I discovered." Annoyed by the interruption, the professor said, "Let's take a look at this astounding discovery." When they entered the morgue, the teacher was also surprised to see the cork, so he approached the table and promptly removed the cork. Upon hearing the University of Michigan fight song, he quickly replaced the cork in the cadaver's butt and said, "What's so surprising about that? I've heard thousands of assholes sing that song." Chuck Norris jokes. Chuck Norris stared at the sun went blind. Chuck Norris jokes. Chuck Norris was sitting around a campfire with two cowboys. The cowboys were competing to see which one is more hardcore. The first one says, "Once, I was charged by an angry bull. I proceeded to jump on its back and kill it by gorging its eyes out." The second says, "Once I was swimming in a river, and an anaconda tried to strangle me. I ripped its head off with my teeth." Chuck Norris just smiles and continues tending to the campfire with his penis. Marriage jokes. Q. Way to Euro trademark S the difference between a new husband and a new dog. A. After a year, the dog is still happy to see you. Chuck Norris jokes. Chuck Norris was once tested for steroids. The results came back positive. When confronted with this information, Chuck Norris chuckled and said, "Of course. What do you think they make steroids from?" Chuck Norris jokes. Chuck Norris can remember the future. Chuck Norris jokes. Chuck Norris turns his grass emo so it will cut itself.